Hey everybody. I've been sitting back for a while now watching this whole Trump and Cruz versus the establishment. And I've been watching the Hillary Bernie saga, and I haven't really been thinking about it, but you know, we know that Trump especially, but Cruz is also, but Trump especially, they're blowing up the Republican Party. People are tired of unattached politicians controlling our lives and making our lives more difficult and not, representing us. And people are just tired of it, and and rightfully so. I mean, we've been dealing with this and it's not just Democrats, because look at this last trade agreement. I mean, all the Republic. I mean, they. Oh no, we can't do this with Obama. We can't do that with Obama. But as soon as a policy comes up that Obama wants to sign, that's really going to screw the American worker over, there were all the Republicans locked and loaded and in line, ready to sign. Yeah, let us join. Yeah, we stand with Obama. And that's a big part. That's a big part of what all why everybody, that's what this is about. I mean, that's what it comes. But it's not just on the Republican side that this is happening. It's also happening on the Democrat side, because it was the same thing. When it came time to screw the American worker over with Obamacare, yep, all the Democrats, they all stood there in line, ready to sign. Yeah, let's screw over the American worker. Yeah. And now, with everything that's happening in the Republican side, and the media is just loving it. They're eating it up, because they're talking about how, this and that. But what nobody's realized is that it's also opening up the eyes of people on the Democrat side, because now they're looking, and now they're paying attention, and they're realizing, wait a minute, hey, the same thing that's happening to Trump over here is happening to Sanders over here. I mean, in reality, Sanders, because there's only two of them, when you look at the numbers, there's only two of them running on the Democrat side, Sanders and Hillary. And to begin with, it was only three of them. Was there a fourth one? It might have been four of them. But in the beginning, there was only four of them. I mean, so when you look at the delegate spread, Sanders is closer to Hillary by percentage. Sanders is closer to Hillary than what Cruz is to Trump by percentage of the delegate spread. And so, in reality, when Democrats are looking at this and they realize, wow, and then all the super delegates, though, are all going to Hillary. I mean, Sanders just annihilated Clinton in 3 states. And he's not getting none of the super delegates from any of them states. I'm scared to death of Sanders, though. I mean, the worst thing that could happen is that we get a true, full-pledged, even though he's hiding behind the guise of a socialist. I mean, he's not a democratic socialist. Like, what, when he's saying democratic socialist, people are thinking, especially younger people, I mean, they're thinking England, and and it's no. This guy is a communist, and they don't even know what a communist is. They don't understand what a communist is. I mean, even the young people have never seen what we, people my age growing up, I remember the wall coming down. I was still in school. I was quite young. I mean, but I remember the wall coming down, and I remember what a historical thing we were seeing that day, and I grew up, I grew up watching, seeing the footage of what was going breadline. I can remember seeing breadlines in Russia. I mean, it's not that long ago. I'm only 42 years old, and I remember seeing footage in the news. I mean, we're not talking old newsreels. We're talking while I was growing up, seeing in the news footage of breadlines in Russia. So for me, I understand what Bernie Sanders is. And for people my age, we understand what Bernie Sanders is. And the thing that's even worse is there's people my age that are advocating for Bernie Sanders to bring what Bernie Sanders wants to bring to America. And they're letting all these young kids not understand what Bernie Sanders is. And they're doing it on purpose. I mean, that's even worse. That's even scarier yet. So, I mean, it's ironic. I mean, we got both parties are about to blow up. And it could go either way. It could either be where, I mean, the irony is that it could go really good because we'll wind up with Trump. Maybe we'll wind up with a Trump and Cruz ticket. Maybe we'll wind up with a Trump and Kasich ticket, and Cruz will be going to become a Supreme Court justice. I mean, who knows? But Bernie Sanders is a... But the irony is, at the same time, I mean, this is so great. I mean, as dangerous as what that man is, it's so great because it's also opening up the Democrats' eyes. I mean, the same thing. But the problem is, I think the way some people are scared of Trump, I'm even more. I think I'm on that. I think with the really just way out there Cruz supporters, I think I'm just as scared of Sanders as what they are of Trump. I think I might be more scared of Sanders than what they are of Trump. I think I'm probably more scared of Sanders than they are, even because they're just so scared of Trump. That's what I'm trying to say. Actually, I think I'm more scared of Sanders than they are because they're so scared of Trump. And Trump, compared to Sanders, Trump is not a threat. And the irony is, because of Trump, Sanders is becoming a real threat. I mean, it's great that Trump is, that this whole movement is going behind Trump, and it's going to be great if both parties, I mean, honestly, both parties kind of come down. I mean, it's going to break both parties up. And I think if both parties fall, that's what we really need. You're never going to have the Republican Party again. You're never going to have the Democrat Party again. Because then you're going to have a true conservative party. Then we're going to have a real liberal party. Then they're going to have their own progressive party. And they're going to have their own communist party. And you're going to have the evangelical party. And I think what's going to happen is the main parties, which are going to be most in line with one another, you're going to have the conservative party and the liberal party side by side, which is going to make up the majority of it. But you're never going to have a monopoly again because you're going to have the evangelical party and the progressive party. And I'm sure there's going to be some other party that's even further right. And there's going to be another party that's farther left. But they're never going to completely agree. And you're not ever going to have, it's going to destroy the gridlock that we have in Washington, D.C. now. And you're never going to have this establishment monopoly again because of two parties. So in some ways, I think this is great. I think we're going to see history made. I think we're going to watch both parties implode. Everybody's talking about the implosion of the Republican Party. But because I'm a true liberal. I've pointed. You can go back and watch I tell you what a liberal is, and a liberal is not a progressive, and I'm realizing now how misguided I've been because I'm unfortunately, I went through all this. Just go back and watch some of the other videos, and you'll see I've gone through all this. But this is going to be great for America. I mean, and it will. It's, the Liberal Party, Libertarian Party, whatever you want to call it. It's finally going to be broken off from these progressives and communists and fascists, and the same with the Republican Party. I mean, you got different kinds of conservatives in the Republican Party, which is why the whole problem with, I mean, like I said, I mean, really, I mean, a conservative, a fiscal conservative and a liberal, they're almost one and the same. I mean, I don't think there really is much difference that you can find between us. I mean, I think the biggest thing might be that a fiscal conservative might have a little bit more leaning on some social issues than a liberal will, but we're so much more alike, and but man, at the same time, it's such a scary thought because of the fact that it's because of Bernie Sanders that the Democrat Party might implode. We might be seeing history made. Mr. Gorbachev, bring down the wall. Washington, bring down the parties. I mean, we've had a wall in this country, and we've been divided, and it's been unjustly. I mean, there's so many in both parties that we see eye and eye, and we're more alike but because it's a two-party system, it's just, we've been so divided. And it's funny, we're finally going to see the wall come down in America. Meanwhile, we're talking about building a wall in America. We need that wall, though. I mean, but yeah, that's the irony. But yeah, we're gonna finally see this wall come down. We're gonna finally see the wall come down in America. I have a feeling we're gonna see it. We're seeing history made. Yeah, that's just my view from the outside looking in. That's just what I've been seeing, and just wanted to share it. Have a good day, everybody.